Alrighty. All right. Hey, everyone. I hope you can see me okay. You can hear me all right. Put it into the chat and let me know. I hope you're doing well. Just started the session a little bit earlier. Just wanted to make sure that we have everything running okay, running good. Hey, Vishal, how are you doing? Hey, Rita. Hey, Angel Case. Hey, Ong Mitcha. Hope you're all well. Arvin was on early. Good to see you, Arvin. Hey, YAJ, how are you doing? Very good. Nice to know. Good to know, Vishal. So why are we here today? I'll give it a minute before we get started, okay? But why are we here today? We're here today for the U.S. mainly for the U.S. non-farm employment change data to be released. Okay, mainly for the U.S. non-farm employment change data to be released. Let's see. Above, there we go. Just ran a poll as well. What do you think the non-farm payrolls would be? Above 170K or below 150K? Put it into, well, click your votes and let's see what everyone thinks. Okay, let me see. Something's missing here. Blue? No. Okay, that's good. All right. Just let me check something. Okay, that should be fine. Right, and also if you can help me out massively, do remember to click that thumbs up button if you haven't already. And if you're new to the session, do remember to subscribe as well, right? Like and subscribe as you go through the session. That would help massively. Hey, Aman, gold, yes, we will do that shortly. Right, so the main thing today is the non-farm employment change number. I don't think unemployment rate is going to change that much, likely to stay at 4.2. Put it into the votes. Let me know what you think the non-farm employment change number is going to be. The average hourly earnings, I think it's going to be that 0.3, 0.4 number, so I'm not too concerned about that at this point. Unemployment rate is was 6.8, expected 6.9 for the Canadians, while employment change looking to go from 50 to 24, well, was 50, expected 24.9. I think that might slow down, might show some downside, some weakness on the Canadian dollar. Okay. Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? Now, what's happened on the dollar index so far? Hey, Sunil, good to see you. Right, so what's happened on the dollar index so far? I mean, I do a live session for our Elite Navigators. If you haven't already, Elite Navigator, description about Elite Navigator is there. It's about $9 a month on YouTube. That's a YouTube membership. The link is there for you guys to join. If you would like, you can also click on that join button there. So we were here when we talked about the dollar. We were planning for what could happen, right? The plans are here, but now we're looking at short-term reaction, so we're not going to look at the plans. Since we talked about the dollar at 3 p.m., that was 6 hours ago. I've been sitting here for more than 6 hours now. Since we talked about the dollar 6 hours ago, it's popped down. We had this triangle like that before, right? So I've extended it out a little bit. As it dropped, it sat there and it's pushing slightly further to the downside. So the two scenarios, Robbie was saying something. Okay, so the two, Robbie on the Discord group is asking for 280K. It would be good, but I don't think so. The two scenarios I'm thinking is that we'll see it come down, bounce off that 38.2 level and push up. So some dollar weakness before that strength again, or breaking up above that resistance to the upside towards the 110 level. If we see the number disappoint massively, then we're going to see, I only want to see it drop below 108.80 before we will anticipate further downside, firstly to that 61.8 level, which is the bottom of the channel. And then if it breaks that, well, we could hit further down. Now, pound dollar, yes, Aman, we'll do pound dollar, we'll do gold, we'll look at all the pairs. This is not a normal analysis session, this is a news session. If you want normal analysis on a daily basis, click on that link, join a membership, be an elite navigator. I go live every day, 3 p.m. GMT plus 8, to share with you my thoughts and views of the markets. Jimmy is doing very well. I know, I've seen your trades, Jimmy, doing very well, absolutely. It is 9:05, so there's 25 minutes to the news release. Okay. Just a quick overview is that Kiwi dollar, I'm still thinking that we could see that push back down. Based on the current price action, looks like it might push up a little bit before back down. So that might play out. So that was what I was looking for. Or that might play out. Right? I wouldn't want to trade, I wouldn't be trading the Kiwi up just because of that long-term downward trend. Aussie dollar, I'm thinking that if it sits there and pushes up, you could see it push up. Some of you might trade it up, test that resistance, I'll look to sell it back down. Pound dollar, Aman was asking for the pound dollar. It's up there. It's up to that 23.6 level. All right, putting the levels again. Right, it's up to 23.6. Could, if we see that big dollar weakness, it could push right up, but it does firstly need to break past that point. Okay. So we're going to see what happens at this resistance level. Euro dollars holding. I'm still looking for the downside. US yen pushing back up a little bit. We did see that big drop just after, right after our session. Right after our session, we saw that big drop. I was telling, Robbie was on the session. I was telling Robbie and everyone else on the session that I was looking to sell there, and then it just popped right down quickly, too fast. I didn't even have the chance to set the order, which is a good thing because if I did set that order there, then I would have gone up and hit my stop loss. So it was a bit too quick, but I'm still thinking of that. With the way it is now, I would go for that level instead at 157.60 to see whether there's a potential big push to the downside. Then naturally I will still be looking for that to the upside on the yen. Euro yen I wouldn't bother with looking at today. Pound yen could go up, I wouldn't bother looking at it for today as well. US Swiss franc, if the dollar strengthens, we could see it push up. If it weakens, I'm not going to do anything there. It might push down before up, but I think we've got other pairs, more interesting pairs to look at. The CAD, remember, we got Canadian employment numbers, we have US employment numbers, possibly going to see it test and push. Right now, you see that it is consolidating in this area, okay? So it might not push as far down before pushing back up. We'll look at that. And then on gold, right, it did. So this was right after our session here, right, where it pushed up a little bit before coming back down. I am still looking for it. It is somewhat almost playing out, right? I wanted it to test this support before pushing back up, despite and might break away from the correlation between dollar and gold, the inverse relationship. I think that we might still see this push up. So that's something I'm looking out for. So those are the majors that I'll be looking at. Just a quick, you've all seen the disclaimer, but just a quick notice is also that I've got my screen up here, which is what you're seeing. I've got my MT4 and MT5 here. I got MT4 here, MT5 here. So if at some point I start, looking away and clicking away, I'm looking at I'm getting into trades or getting out of trades or looking to get into trades. So just bear with me there. This is a live trading session. Now, what else? What else am I going to say? Bear in mind that this stream, as much as I'm trying to do this, is that it is slightly delayed. It is slightly delayed. So if you are following a trade, please be super aware that whatever you are seeing is a couple of seconds. I haven't tested it, but a couple of seconds late, a few seconds late. So just be aware of that delay, okay? Okay, that's fine. A dollar index is sitting there pushing up slightly, so I'm still looking for that move, that scenario, which we spoke about. There we said that's consolidating, strong NFP. We look for it to break 109.40 to trade up to 110, which is 109.40 here to break up towards 110. Okay. Again, please remember you can help me out massively by clicking the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And then also that if you have any questions, put into the chat and let me know. All right. We have 67% voting that the NFP will be above 170K. And we have 33% voting that it'll be below 150K. A lot of you have not voted yet. Keep voting. Oh, it's gone up to 70 now. A lot of you have not voted. Keep voting. Let me know. And just share your views and thoughts. We are 9:11 right now, so we're 20 minutes away to the news release. Okay, and also the thing was that when the yen had that big, well, it's not huge. It's bigger than normal, but it's not huge because that's only a 60 pip move to the downside, and then it was very quickly near the Bollinger. The next hour was outside the Bollinger before it came right back in again. Right, so that move down was mainly attributed to this news where the BOJ was said to still be mulling the rate decision for January, right? Which is a little bit surprising to me because if they're thinking of rate decision in January, then technically, if they say that they're not thinking of a rate decision in January, then we should see that, if they're mulling about a rate decision, that means they're thinking about whether to do a rate decision, a rate change. Then it doesn't explain why it shot right down, right? But it's also said that it's to weigh raising inflation forecast on rise. So I think that inflation forecast increasing the inflation forecast was one of the drivers that led to that drop to the downside. And those of you who are new to the session, welcome, welcome. This is my TSR MACD. It's just a sped up version, a faster, recalculated faster version of the normal MACD. So it crosses over a little bit earlier than the normal MACD. That also is available to you as an Elite Navigator when you join the YouTube membership. I've been talking all day, so I'm going to be losing my voice and coughing away. Just bear with me. Jimmy just said that he thinks dollar index might spike down and then back up, which is kind of like that. I am kind of hoping that happens as well. It would give us some better entry levels, or it could give us some better entry levels. So I wouldn't exactly mind that either. Okay. But the main thing is this is a news event. This is a relatively major news event. The things to note, especially for those of you who are somewhat new to trading, right? Or not consistently profitable yet, I would say that the thing to remember for news event is that you want to size down. You should have volatility on your side. So this is where you should size it down, so that even if a smaller size trade, but with volatility in terms of the big moves, it can still make you a good profit. Very often, many traders will think that because of a news event, they size it up, thinking that there's a chance to make bigger profits. I don't like that thought. I always suggest to size it down. I go half the size of my usual size on a news event. You should have a stop loss, a fixed stop loss level. So it's, when it comes down to the news event, I will be down to like now in 15 minutes time, 15 minutes to the news, I'll be down to the M15 time frame. Right, I'll be down to the M15, possibly even the M5, M1 time frame. Sometimes it moves too quickly, so you want to make sure that you have your, on MT4, MT5, you can set a standard stop loss. I always set about a 30 pip stop loss, just so that in the worst case scenario, you enter a trade and it spikes right back against you, you have your stop loss there, all right? So you want to make sure that you have a fixed stop loss level, just so that in the worst case, power cut, suddenly your computer hangs, touch wood, right? If something happens, at least you know your stop loss is there in a high volatility event. And then that's two main things. Stop loss levels, make sure you have that standard when you enter a trade and put it in straight away. And then size it down, prepare it now, size it down at least half, because you have volatility on your side. I used to do that as well. I'm pretty sure everyone has. Jimmy just said that was him before. Everyone has done that before, but you just sometimes a big reminder to not do it is what we need. Okay. We're coming close to the news release. Again, if you're on the session, drop a message, say hi, let me know where you're joining us from. Especially if you're new to the session, let me know where are you joining from. Okay, I look forward to see that. That's the news. So I'm looking at the currency pairs. I'm most likely going to focus on not so much the Kiwi. I think although there is a downside potential for the Kiwi, it might be, you got that 60 pip move. I might be a little bit limited. I'm thinking, some focus, possibly going to focus on the pound dollar, the euro dollar, the US yen. So look at the US yen already starting to push down. So I'm looking at those pound and euro on a dollar strength scenario to the downside, US yen to the downside on a possibly on a dollar weakness scenario. Not going to bother about the euro pound, pound yen and the euro yen too much. And then on the US CAD, to the upside if we see that weakness on the CAD and also some strength on the dollar. Okay. Hey, Remo Morris, good to see you. Thank you for joining from Botswana. Nice to have you with us. Okay, so about just over 10 minutes to the session, to the news release. I keep saying session, but news release. Keep voting away, guys. We have, well, still 67 to 33 on above 170K. It is a little bit tricky this time round. The NFP is a little bit more tricky. I was sharing with our guys and the members stream this afternoon that the JOLTS jobs openings was 8.1 million that was released on Tuesday, higher than expected, a bit of a surprise, while ADP 2 days ago was lower than expected, also a little bit of a surprise. So we have got job openings from last month being a little bit higher. We have ADP last month being a little bit lower. NFP today really could be anywhere. NFP could be anywhere. So sometimes I would have entered a trade before the news just to try. If you make a profit, you got some profit capital, some risk capital to risk profit to take advantage of. You can do that. So sometimes I do enter a trade before the news. This time around, I haven't, just because it really could be anywhere. And like we were talking, it could shoot down and bounce back up. So you could get triggered and then stopped out quite quickly. So we look out for that. Richard's asking, okay, Sam. Richard's asking, are you triggered into US CAD? No, I didn't get into US CAD. Didn't drop and bounce, still sitting in that relative consolidation that we were looking at. Hey, Jamilu, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Good day. Right. Okay. I'm gonna do this because how do I do that? I forgot. Okay, I'm going to do this because I can do that. I was thinking about it. Okay. Just gave out 5 memberships. That's not the Elite Navigator. That's the Market Explorer membership for a month. This is something YouTube lets me do. So, okay, so you could be that. We are 9 minutes away to the thing. Okay. Now 9 minutes away to the news release. And see, this is why I didn't get into anything before. It's just sitting there. 7, 8 minutes to the news release. At this point, I always remember that I should have put in some music before, but I can't do it now. All right. Nothing much to add. Just waiting for the news. Anyone has anything to add or to say or to suggest? Let me know. US yen, pound dollar sitting right there, euro dollar pushing back up. Okay. All right. 7 minutes to the news. I know some of you might somehow, get the number. I think you can get it. I use Forex Factory just because I'm super used to it already. Investing.com or any other news platform, you can get the news as well. You might get it a little bit faster. It's not about the speed of getting the news, right? Sometimes getting the news too quickly and then it spikes and then you get in right at the bottom or at the top of the spike. So it's not about it's not about rushing in on the news release. It's seeing the number, knowing what to do with the number. Um, if you see the number and you should see a dollar strength, but you're looking at the charts, it's not showing you dollar strength, don't do anything. Make sure it aligns. Make sure that dollar strength, if you're expecting dollar strength based on the number and you see dollar strength, then you do something. Or if you see dollar weakness on the number and you expect to see dollar weakness, then you do something. If it doesn't tally, if it doesn't move in the same line, don't do anything. Okay. Who's trading? Who is actually going to be entering trades today? I mean, sometimes people come in and just have a look and listen. But if anyone is entering trades, please remember the scrolling thing below says disclaimer applies. Okay, put into the chat, let me know if you are trading. If you would like, if you can, let me know what size are you trading at as well. Not many people tell me that. Not many people tell me the size, but you tell me Geek Tech, thanks for that. He's going to enter, good. I like to know, I just like to know, at least we know that whatever we share is being utilized in that sense. Or it's action taken on the information. Okay, again, if you haven't already, that's the link for the Elite Navigator. You can join the Elite Navigator. The main big feature of the Elite Navigator is that we have our daily live streams at 3 p.m. Every day, almost every day. 3 p.m. GMT plus 8. Geek Tech says euro dollar up prediction. I hope not. I hope not. I'm not going to rule it out. I won't rule that out, but I hope not. I kind of want to see it test and reject that level and push back down. So I want to see euro at parity. I want to trade it all the way down to parity. So that's what I'll be looking out for, hopefully, right? Hey Sujit, how are you doing? Euro dollar will spike up. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it will spike. I'm kind of thinking of that. Or maybe a little bit higher even. It could. The thing is, it could spike up. I know many of you who would enter a trade up, but I just want to see that overall move down. So I'll be looking for selling opportunities. If it spikes up, I'll look for it to turn and sell it back down. Okay. You could look at that as well. Shorting go to 71 right now. Safe. Okay, we're 3 minutes away to 71. Okay, I'm looking at that point to look for that reaction. Very nice to see Sujit. Very good. Jimmy saying I'm hoping for a good sell entry of euro and pound. We shall look for that. The main thing is what's going to happen here. main thing is what's going to happen. I mean, if that spikes right down, then it's on to the US yen for me. If, if that spikes right down, then it's on to the US yen for me. If not, then we're going to see it bounce back up. Then it's selling the euro and the pound. 2 minutes to the news. Look out for that. So this is what I like about going onto the session doing a live trading, because everyone's got slightly different approach. We've got people looking to sell. Richard's looking to sell the yen down. Geek Tech's looking for an up move on the euro dollar. Someone else was saying something. Saif was looking to short gold, or short is already shorting gold down to 71. Jimmy is looking to sell euro and pound down. I love it. We got all different approaches, all different time frames. Angel K is looking to sell the yen down. I love to sell the yen down. Okay, so here we go. And hey, it could even end up with not doing anything. I would not rule that out as well. Jamilu is looking to sell gold. I actually do, as much as I'm looking at, okay, 1 minute, as much as I'm looking at gold possibly bouncing, but I would like to see that drop as well. Okay, we are 20 seconds away. Let's see. Dollar is sitting right there. Recovery setup. What was the recovery setup? Okay, 5. First reaction on yen is a big push right up. Dollar push right up as well. Gold spiking down. So those of you selling gold, right down. 256. Robbie was close. Unemployment rate 4.1. Okay. So main thing here is that we're seeing that big dollar. Okay, we're seeing that big dollar strength. Euro pushing down. Okay, what you want to note here is that it's that big move. So we saw that spike. You have to be careful of that, whether it's going to pull back up. Yen is right up. So to the M5. It's loading. And that's a big surprise as well. So now when I'm looking at that, I wouldn't even be looking at the US CAD, because we got dollar strength scenarios and we have some CAD strength as well. So if you look at the US CAD, it spiked right down, pushed right back up. It's bouncing around. I'm ruling out CAD at this point, right? So euro dollar is right. I don't know why is it not loading. Okay, now it's loaded. So euro dollar is right down, dollar index push right up. So we're looking for the dollar now to get up to that 110 level. Looking on the 15, slightly outside. Now what I want to see here on the euro dollar is a retrace back up to the, I'm going to take that away. Okay, I want to see that test this level or break this point before I'll look to possibly get in again. I'm just looking at my chart here, so I'm missing out on some talks. 250. Saif hit TP, very nice. 50K in 2 seconds. How big were you trading? How huge were you trading? That's amazing. Okay. Gold is pushing down, so that's why it's hit his take profit to the downside. Huge move in for 50K from 2677 down to 26. We were at 2671. down. So yep, okay. Very nice, Saif. Good job. Gold is still trading lower. You possibly could be looking to sell it down. I'm looking at that. Hang on a second. This is where we're looking at gold, euro. I'm looking at the euro dollar to the downside. Okay. There we go. That's pushing lower. All right, gold is heading right down now. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now it's pushing back up. So it came down to this 102 level and is maybe going to hold this level for a little bit. Look at the pound dollar as that big move to the downside as well. Testing this level here, right? So we now, if you haven't, you probably wouldn't have got into this trade, right? To the downside. If you look at this here on the pound dollar, at that point, so now we're trading it down to the next support or looking to trade it down to the next support level. Okay, so this is on the 5-minute time frame. You see it bouncing back up a little bit. It's holding that point. Euro dollar is holding, going to come back up a little bit before possibly heading lower again. The big thing as well is the yen to the upside. So what we definitely want to do is take that one away because that's not happening. Right, yen on the 15-minute time frame, if you look at that, it's pushing up. That's that move up. On a 1 minute, I want to kind of see it push back down a little bit. Could look to get in. Now, look at that coming back in a little bit. Apart from Sai, if anyone else got into a trade, okay, you might not have the time to type. I'll give you the chance on that. So we saw it push up. I'm looking for it to come back in before pushing back up again. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is that it breaks above that point before it pushes back up. For that to continue up, so I'm looking for that on the US yen. Euro dollar, same thing, push right down. Because of that crossing back up, what I'm looking for is that it does that and then back down again. I might be more courageous on the euro and could be looking to sell there, or if it breaks below this point. Jimmy, did you end up selling on a euro? I had a quick scalp. On a euro to the downside. Nothing else now. It's pushing back up. Pound dollar, same thing. So it's had that drop, bounce. We might see that do that. And if you look at this, just to get an idea, it could come up to about this area here. Right, same thing with the euro, is that it's done that. So it's coming back up to about that 38.2, looking for that rejection to sell down. This is on the M1 time frame. Just checking if there's any revision. So you can see, that's why I checked that. There was a revision of the previous number was 227, now revised to 212. not a big revision, so not too worried about that. The main thing is unemployment rate 4.1, non-farm payrolls at 256. Okay, the thing you want to note here as well is gold spiked right down. So very nice close there, Saif, because if you hadn't closed that, it's right back up to, or you sold it down to 71. Yeah, so it's back up now to 72, 26.72. Testing that support terms resistance, maybe could push up, but I'm same thing like all the others, looking at that move back down. Richard said I had a small one-to-one preset order on both sides on the USD. Very nice. You had the straddle, good stuff. Sunil also had on the euro. Yeah, I took a quick scalp on it. A small move. I couldn't catch the whole move. Gold is still pushing down, so we're looking at that. Together with the euro is holding. The euro is at that point where I'm starting to think, right? Could be a bit more aggressive on that, on the euro. Dollar index is up and then across. See, dollar index on M5 is trying to pull back a little bit. The euro dollar is sitting there. Gold is sitting there. I'm quite tempted, but not yet on gold to the downside. But I want to see what happens at this point. That's pushing back. So what could happen here? Same thing. I mean, I'm sounding like a broken record, but we're looking for that kind of move, right? And we're looking at that now possibly pushing back up on the dollar index. Euro dollar, that's gold. I want to see that. Yes, I want to see that push down. 9:40 now, so we're 10 minutes into the news. Then very soon I'm going to move away from the 1 minute time frame and head into the 5 and 15 and 1 hour, because right after that initial reaction on the news, you don't really want to stay. Well, after about 15 minutes. So for me, after about 15 minutes, I move away from the 1 minute time frame. I look into the 15 minutes. I look into the slightly 5 and 15 minute time frame. Okay, so you see euro dollar still struggling to break that low to the downside. That's holding. So we're still looking for that. Taking a bit of a breather. Markets are taking a bit of a breather. At this point, what you also can look at is how the numbers, I don't think it's going to change that much now at this point. Right, so there's a 93% chance that they're going to keep rates on hold, mainly because employment numbers are strong. Employment numbers are very strong at this point. All right, so you see dollar index trying to push down a little bit. Hence, we're seeing gold not falling as quickly as we would like. Hospitality and leisure. Okay, gold pushing right back up, so I don't think we'll look for that yet. Okay. Now that all makes sense. Okay, cool. So now a quick review, go back to the 15-minute time frame. Kiwi dollar had that drop as we were looking for. I didn't even look at that chart until now. So it's pushing down at this point. Okay, I'll go through the review first. Aussie dollar. So we didn't see that. We can take that one away. So we didn't see that. I mean, it's a very strong number for the US. So we saw it drop and it's pushing down. The main thing I'm watching here it says all outside of the Bollinger. That's why I got that little dot there. Anticipating a retracement back up into the Bollinger. Pound, dollar, I got all that, take all that away. Push down, take that away as well. So it did exactly as I had, almost like what I expected, where it came up to that resistance and push right down, and it's done that exactly, right, to the T on or to the inverted V on the pound dollar. So that's worked out nicely. Euro dollar, I had a quick scalp on to the downside, so that's done as well. Right, it's pulling right back up into the Bollinger. We didn't see it push up. US yen spiked right up, coming back in. If you're looking at it on M5, I want to see it test before pushing back up. Swizzy right up, not even bothered with that. Loonie, if you look at H1 time frame on the Loonie, it's gone set in this whole area. It's still sitting in there. That's why I ruled out very quickly. I ruled out any thought of the Loonie. And then on gold, it's still shot right down, tested that dotted line, and pushed back up. Can't deny that this channel seems quite strong. Could be looking that it might test and bounce off from this channel. All right, back to the euro dollar M15, M5. We see it crossing back up to the 5-minute Bollinger, 15-minute Bollinger. It's still outside. It's 1 minute to the close, so wait for that. Again, if you're on the session, let me know how you went. Made money, lost money, let me know how you went. And before you head off, remember to click the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the Elite Navigator, click on that join button. Dollar index, look, it's come right down to about that point. I'm looking for it to push back up now, right? I'm looking for it to push back up, and that's what we're seeing on the euro drop test back to the Bollinger, looking like it's going to push back down. Pound dollar sitting, I'm not going to look at a pound because I think that at that point it could head lower, but it feels very low. And also because you got a 1.22 round number level. Only if it breaks, got a 15-minute time frame. Only if it breaks below this point, then I'll be looking, but nothing right now. Okay, euro dollar, see 15-minute time frame, big gap within that area, so could pull back, but I'm still looking for that downside move. You're most welcome, Richard. Right, look at gold as well. Gold is right back up. If you look at the H1 time frame, it's right back up again. So SIVE, I would say very good, very lucky and good move to the spike down. Amazing. Okay, let's see. Let's let it run for a while and see what happens. What's the level of pullback on the euro do you expect? Looking at the euro dollar, this is on H1. I still look for that downside move. I was thinking that it would get up to that 1.026 level, but it doesn't seem like it likes or it wants to do that. Dollar looks like it's found a bit of a base here. Right, dollar looks like it found a bit of a base here to push back up. So I'm thinking that the euro dollar might not retrace that much more. I'm thinking the euro dollar might not retrace that much more, and then it could keep pushing down, even possibly from this point. Looking at it on the 5-minute time frame, 1 minute. See, 1 minute is done. Jimmy will probably remember that H that we were talking about. All right, so it needs to stay below that 1.026 level. I would say that would be the level that it needs to stay below before. So I think what would do is it would do that, it would do that, it would sit across, and then we could look for that push back down again. Okay, that's what I'm looking for on the euro. Might push. I think it just needs to stay below that point. All right. What was I looking at? The dollar index is sitting right across. So the 5 minute time frame is back on within the Bollinger. So we're looking for that to push up from here, which would lead this to push down. Kiwi dollar looking to show that it might push down as well. So gaining a bit of interest on the Kiwi and also on the Aussie dollar, especially now looking at it on the Aussie dollar. If it breaks below that point, I would be looking at that about that move there, like that back. Oh, what am I doing? Like that back down for a quick move down, but it's pushing back up now. So I've got a lot of charts. Mind you, I'm looking at this big chart here. I'm looking at 3. I'm looking at another 3 there. So I've got all different charts. That's why I'm able to scan and move around. Yeah, the H pattern. That's an ugly H. How about that? Gold is right back up. Oh, look at that. Gold is right back up past where it first started, and it's gone all the way. No, it's not gone all the way. It's going back up, right? So that's played out nicely. Okay, that played out nicely. If you look at that, it would have been very brave to buy at that point. Now on gold, what I'll be looking at is if it breaks past that point to do a quick move to the upside that way. 2690, so about there. Okay, euro dollar, look at that. 5 minute time frame, 1 minute time frame, pushed up, sitting across, maybe push up a little bit more before heading to the downside. Yes, that's what we're looking for. That makes sense. I think gold, you see it push up, now it's testing back down again. Might have that move to the downside resuming, but the way it's moving, I feel like could sit in this area for a while before pushing in a particular. By look at that channel, dollar is showing a little bit of a intention to push back up, so wait for that. All right, euro dollar to the downside is gaining some strength and momentum. That's kind of playing out very nicely as what we had kind of were looking out for. Pound dollar is still sitting there. Aussie dollar is still there. Kiwi dollar is still there. So the main things I'm looking at is the euro dollar with that ugly H, and then gold on what it's going to do within that bottom of that channel. Is it going to break and push down from that channel, or is it going to rebound? That's what we're looking at. Okay. The ugly H. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, so here dollar coming back up. See, pushing back up a little bit towards this point. I want to see what happens at this level. It's trying. It's trying, giving good effort up. Why do I have this big arrow down? Okay. Take that one away. The main thing here is the next, I keep saying the main thing, but the next thing here is that it's 9:53. So we're 7 minutes away from the hourly close. All right. And we're 7 minutes away from the hourly close. Price is right outside of the Bollinger Band on the euro dollar, both the other currency pairs. That's why we're seeing a rather sustained retracement back. Okay, Aussie dollar. So it's all retracing back to the Bollinger. I kind of like that. I like the way it's moving, actually. Look at that. Dollar yen right back down again. Okay, take that one away. So you look at that. Swizzy back down. Cat, look at that. Look at the loonie. Down, up, down, sitting right across. Undecided, undecided. And you can't blame it for being undecided. It has been in that range, so it's just been sitting right across. Okay, then on to gold. Showing, test and rebound. Test and rebound. And then if you didn't catch that, most likely you wouldn't have caught that. Right? You've got to be super brave to catch that move. Now the next move will be to look for it to break 2682 to get up to 2690. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Look at gold, still pushing back up. So we had 60, and we ended off with 69 people voting for above 170 and 31 voting for below 150. Ended up, I would say that 69% of you won, but 170 came out at 256. Massive number on the non-farm for this time round. It's trying. I'll give it 100 marks for effort. Euro dollar is still there, right? And that's why I like following the trend. That's why I like following the trend to the down, to the downside. Could spike up, but still looking for a comeback down. Kiwi down to the Bollinger, Aussie. These are the two. I kind of like that one because it's continuing that move, but it just broke up. So I am even thinking that it might do that. Well, not to that big an extent, but something like that. No, what am I talking about? Yeah, it might do, or that it did that. Push up, come back down, and then push back up again. So I'll still be looking at 158.60. Euro dollar coming right back in. I think Diana was saying the last time round 1.0222 will be in that level where it would fill this gap because of that point to test and go back in. We spoke about that on Monday or Tuesday this week, and that's what's happening. So looking for it to test and hit lower. Ultimately, all that talk and fuss on the euro dollar is for it to potentially hit that parity against the dollar. So that's what we're looking for, which is actually not that far off. You could even be looking at that kind 1.0185. You have a 30, 40 pip stop loss. You have a good 180 to the downside. It's not going to happen tonight. It's not going to happen tonight, but that's what we're looking for. That's what generally the market is looking for. That's sitting there. That's up to 2682 on gold to the upside. Fantastic. That's still not doing anything. All right, so that's not done that much. That's not done that much. That's why we didn't pay attention to that. Big move here. All right, I've talked a lot today. How do you find the session? How did you find the session? Let me know. Let me know. Put it into the chat. I had one trade, one small scalp on the euro. And this is why I can't do live trading all the time, because sometimes it's just easier to do my own trades than to go live talk and trade and do all that. So I'll try and do this as much as I can. If you enjoy it, if you think that this is helping you with your own trades, please put it into the chat and let me know. Keeps me motivated to do this for you guys. If not, then I'll go sit on my own and do my own trades. That works for me too. So put it in the chat, let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, and if you haven't already, join as an elite navigator on the YouTube memberships. I look forward to seeing you on our daily live streams where we do something similar like this. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jamilu. Thanks, Sunil. I'm just going to keep watching this for a while more. Just want to see what happens on the close of the hour. Right, so close of the hour on gold, it's found that point. I do see that upward move. Hey Rita, thanks for that. I want to see that push up. Look at that pushing up. Dollar is losing some strength. Right, dollar hasn't retraced as much as the others, and that's why you're looking at it sitting there, possibly pushing now. So gold, look at gold pushing right up. Euro dollar is what I'm looking at here. Okay. Euro dollar test rebound. So what we were looking at is that move on the euro. Hang on, where am I? So it spiked down, we tested back up. We're looking for it to head down again. Okay. Gold is struggling a little bit at this level, so it tested up, pushed back down because dollar is pushing back up a little bit. It's all relationship. It's all it's all the way it just bounces around, right? So when you look at gold and you go, oh, gold is pulling back. Look at dollar. Dollar is pushing up. Right now, dollar is pulling back down, pulling back lower. That's why we see gold pushing back up a little bit. Sitting there, testing, not liking that level. Also because that's sitting there. So it's coming back in. Dollar, euro dollar is pulling back up. Okay, so everything is still retracing. I still think that the overall trend across the currency pairs are still there, right? In terms, what I mean by that is Kiwi dollar still looking for that downside move, right? Kiwi dollar still looking for that downside move. That's now a resistance. Aussie dollar is still looking at that downside move, so it's going to retrace before pushing lower again, possibly pushing lower again. Pound dollar just looks like it's run out of steam. I feel like pound dollar has run out of steam. I kind of want to see that test and reject back down. Needs to stay, I think we're talking about 1.26, 1.026. That seems to be breaking. Needs to stay below this resistance area for it to continue lower. US yen sitting there, that still makes sense. Gold is trying to go higher. I kind of like that. See, although that's pushing up, we still see gold pushing up. So there is a slight break in the inverse relationship on gold. Let me see. It's testing, it's thinking about it. Okay. Okay, gold still seems like it might sit there a little bit before it decides. But overall, we're still looking at what, 26.90 for gold. And that's it. Hey Magas, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. Alrighty. Now, with all that said, please enjoy your weekend. Have a great, well, if you're continuing to trade, have a great trade. Enjoy your weekend. I see a lot of names that we've met in Dubai. I am in town. I'm in Dubai next week. Not running a session, but I'm in Dubai next week. So maybe we can have a quick catch up. I can organize a quick catch up. I'm absolutely exhausted already. So it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock here. I've been sitting in this chair pretty much for more than 12 hours now. It's time to enjoy the weekend. Take care, everyone. Thanks, Angel Case. Thanks, Richard. Have a great weekend, everyone. I hope this has been good and profitable for you. We know someone who made 50K on this live stream. I'll claim it. Please remember to like and subscribe. Take care now. Thanks, Rita. Thanks, Jimmy. See you all. Bye-bye.